Good morning and welcome everyone. It's Coffee Break number 20, and this week it's a long overdue showcase for one of our most popular fixtures we've ever released, the Artiste Picasso profile. So it's still shipping, it's still selling, and it's as popular as ever amongst the event, TV and theatre lighting designers.
And today's coffee break will show you how an industry standard was set more than 3 years ago and still is today. And therefore, long-lasting really means long-lasting here for us at Elation. And talking about long-lasting, welcome to Coffee Break number 20. So raise your glasses with us. It's a little premiere for us. Cheers out there, everyone, and sit back, relax, enjoy. Write us a comment. Let us know where you are, what you're up to, and enjoy the upcoming minutes.
So why does the Picasso continue to be so popular? Well, quite simply, it does everything it's expected to do exceptionally well. So it allows it to perform flawlessly in many applications. So here's some images to show while we talk about it. So the Picasso is feature-packed with optical perfection that makes it a popular unit, especially for on-camera work for television. It's also a quiet fixture already, but various options of fan modes easily make it equally popular for theatre or opera use. And finally, a great selection of gobo patterns and a comprehensive FX package that leaves nothing out makes the unit perfect for the events and the rental companies too.
And it's also feature-packed and ready for all the lighting designers out there. And mostly it's specified in the range of the old-fashioned 1000-watt discharge lamps.
So today we're going to look at the Artiste Picasso in more detail. It's an essential member of our award-winning Artiste family of theatrical-grade luminaires. So these units all work in conjunction with their sister products to provide the complete toolbox for the lighting designer within the Artiste range. So you can still view our previous live streams to catch up on many of those sister products as well. So if you go all the way back to the first one, we covered the Artiste Monet profile. More recently, in number 17, we covered the Artiste Mondrian. And then a little bit further back in number 13, we looked at the Artiste family wash luminaires, namely the Rembrandt and the Van Gogh.
And we are sure that these videos will still be up to date in a few years because we keep the Artiste range and all our other products in our portfolio for a long, long time because they are made for long lasting. So we do not come with a modified version or with an upgraded version after a few months, for example. We just keep the products as they are because they are state of the art for a very, very long time, and you can rely on them also for a very, very long time.
So we're going to use a few fixtures today to give you the full picture of both the projected and the mid-air capability of every feature. And of course, as we go along, we're going to talk about photometrics, software control, etc., etc.
Yeah, and as usual, get in touch with us. Send us a comment, leave us a comment below, and welcome to our viewers which are with us from the beginning. So a warm welcome also to you guys and to everyone who has just joined us for this coffee break number 20. Send us an email, leave us a comment, and interact with us.
Indeed, but let's make a start with this full bright white output and discuss optics, photometrics, and the quality of light. So the Picasso is a 620-watt LED unit with its 6,800 Kelvin cool white LED engine. So that optimized and efficient engine allows a high intensity for powerful projections and stunning aerial performance. It punches well above its weight with a precise optical path that gets us over 23,000 lumens out of the front with a crisp focus on a beautiful even field, as you can see on the back.
Yeah, and there we come again with one of my favorite topics. It's the lumen output. So we welcome you and we encourage you to really check all the time the lumen output on the front lens, because that really tells you how efficient and how powerful a light really is. Well, we have a 620 watts LED inside, and we get 23,000 lumen output on the front lens. But please make sure, before you compare the wattage with other fixtures in the market, really check the lumen output on the front lens, because that really tells you about the efficiency. Furthermore, we have all the photometric test reports on our website for download. And of course, we give a 5 years warranty on the LED because we really believe that it's a high quality LED and there's no need to replace it. Of course, if you have to replace it, it's fast and easy, but with this 5 years warranty, you are really covered with the great high-quality LED engine inside the Artiste Picasso and inside all our other Artiste features and fixtures.
So as we already said, the Picasso is really suited to theaters and TV, but it's easily capable to perform in arena productions too with that 23,000 lumen output. And the units are likely to be on camera a lot too, so a high quality of light is essential with great color rendering. The unit has a high CRI filter on board to slot in at any moment from your console. So you can deliver a boost in CRI if and only if you need it. So this means we only make one Picasso fixture. Some other manufacturers make two versions of the same product. So they'll make one engineered for a high CRI, but that comes at the cost with a compromised overall lumens output. And then they'll make another version with a very average CRI, but still has the full lumen output of the LED engine. But we don't want to do that at Elation. We don't want rental companies to have to buy two versions. So we make one version and allow you to use that higher CRI filter if you want it and if you need it.
And that means long-lasting for us as well, because for you it means a fast return of invest, because you have only one version of a product in your warehouse or in your stock or on a production, which will do the job for many, many years. So no need to worry about different versions in your warehouse or on your production. Everything is the same within the product, and that means you don't need to worry. You can sit back and let the fixture do the work.
And as Frederik mentioned a few moments ago, please see our photometric test reports online, and you'll see how great the color spectrum of the LED is. And you should always check these details whenever you make a shootout or a comparison with other fixtures in the market.
Yeah, and in any case, we recommend a one-by-one comparison so you can really see and hear the difference, because your own eyes and ears can judge the best. That means when you have other fixtures which you want to compare, just really make sure you put them one by one, listen to it, see it with your own eyes, and then you get a feeling about the quality and about the sustainability of the product.
So we actually have a couple of questions, so I think we'll go straight into answering those.
Okay.
Max has asked, how heavy are these products? It's a trim 38 kilograms, I think, the Picasso, but as you can see, it's really quite compact. It's only about 75 centimeters in height. And Max also asked, do they take wireless DMX and other protocols? We're going to cover that a little later, but yes, they have our eFly wireless on board, and they fully accept ArtNet and streaming SEN protocols as well.
Thanks for the questions. That's really nice.
Indeed. So let's have a little close-up look. So the Picasso needs to have an incredible zoom range. So at the narrowest, the zoom goes to under 7 degrees. And as always, an iris can be slotted in to get a much smaller aperture, but we're going to see that a little later on. You can already see at the narrowest zoom, the beam remains flat, crisp, and even. And at the widest zoom, we go up to over 56 degrees.
Yeah, and the Picasso has no spill light or halo or anything. And what I would recommend in this case, if you test a fixture and if you compare fixtures, take a white sheet of paper and put it right next to the beam. And then you can really see if there's any halo coming out of the projection. And right here, it's a little bit hard to see for you guys on camera, but believe me, there is no halo or no spill light. So the optics really are crisp and clear. And that is also very important when you use those fixtures on camera or for broadcast situations. So you can be sure that there is no spill light or halo because of the incredible and great optics. But that's just a little trick to make sure you have really good optics, and the lenses are, for example, especially coated with anti-reflection coating, and so on and so on. So these little details can be really easily visible when you take a white sheet of paper and place it right next to the beam, and then you will see there is no spill or no halide.
So let's move on to colors. The color mixing system on board must be smooth, variable, and vibrant, showcasing the amazingly bright LED engine. So the Picasso gives us these exceptionally rich 16-bit CMY color mixing flags. But our product design team always need to make sure that they're equally capable of mixing beautifully rich primary colors too, or any other color that you wish to dial in. And of course, we also have this variable CTO flags as well. This allows you to go down to 2,700 Kelvin.
Yeah, so you can easily use them as a front light with a tungsten emulation. But anyways, you can see how great the optics are, again, because there were no colored shadows or no edges in the beam, and you just saw how smooth it is. And that's also an indication about the optical quality within the product.
And the Picasso also has this fixed color wheel, so it offers very quick and easy colors, including that high CRI filter we talked about a few moments ago, and even a half minus green filter too. And it ends with this really, really nice blue.
And of course, the CRI value is just a measured value, and it tells only a part of the story. Please always make sure you decide with your own eyes how good the projection is and how wide the color spectrum of an LED is. So whatever you read on paper, it always looks good, but by the end of the day, just make sure you see it with your own eyes, because sometimes those measures on paper, they look really good, but in real life, it doesn't look like it. So we encourage you to really take those units, put them right next to other fixtures and make your own decision with your own eyes, because then you can be sure you really get the result you want.
So next up, let's look at the gobos. So the unit has 2 gobo wheels inside with a total of 14 carefully selected patterns to offer both aerials, textures, and breakups. So some are organic, some are geometric, yet all of them have a high contrast. And this is another reason why the Picasso has remained popular. We give a perfect set of stock gobos ready to go straight out of the box.
And these gobos match to other products in the Artiste family, so you can really work along with those units with other units coming from the Artiste range.
So let's look at the first wheel. So this first one gives you the 7 fully indexable and rotatable glass gobos, ending with the familiar water effect textured glass.
Yeah, and you can see here again another indication for seeing how high quality a fixture is, because when you check how slow and smooth the rotation of a gobo, for example, is, then you can be sure that the motors work really, really great. And yeah, here you can see how slow they rotate and how slow and smooth everything goes. And that is a really proper indication to see how good the motors and the software of a fixture are. And that is a very good indication when you do any kind of comparison to other fixtures.
So the questions are flying in from Max. It's great. Can you repeat how many rotating? It's 7 rotating and 7 static that we're going to look at in just a moment. And Max is also asking, are the color mixed dichroic flags running on rubber belts? Because I'm interested in the lifespan and the parts readily available. Well, parts are readily available for this unit for years already, and we don't report any significant issues with any CMY mixing. It's smooth, it's quiet.
Yeah, and it's really made for long lasting. So we have, of course, done many tests before we have released the products, and you can be sure that those belts will really run forever. If they would break, of course, we can replace them easily, and we have all the spare parts for you in stock. And once you open the unit, you will see how well it is built, and you can really rely on those belts because they are made, it's kind of, I don't know the right wording for it, it's a rubber steel, so you can be sure that they really last for a very, very long time.
And Max is also asking on the speed of the pan and tilt. If you don't mind, we'll leave that to the end. We'll just get through this and then we'll do a little demonstration at the end for that. But let's move on with the static wheel. So again, here, it adds these 7 glass gobos, some great patterns in there that create some interesting effects combined with prisms, and we're going to see that a little bit shortly in a few moments. But also because of the nice optics and high contrast patterns, gobo morphing between the two can look quite nice too. So let's have a quick look at that. Let's just throw in one of the static gobos, and let's just do a quick 4-second fade, and you can see how nice that looks with beautiful optics and really smooth operation. And next up, the unit also has a 360-degree bidirectional animation wheel, which of course can look amazing, carefully combined with a prism, colors, or gobos, and a little playing with the focus. So you can really achieve some organic textures. We'll see that in just a moment. It's fully variable and with full speed control in either direction, so we can slow it down, as you can see right now, but we can also reverse it and go significantly faster.
Yeah, and again, check the movement. It can be really fast or really slow, and you can see how smooth it runs again, because that is an important fact when you, for example, want to create some waterfall effects or some fire effects with the animation wheel. So the creativity is endless here, but you can be sure that it will look good by the end of the day, because the motors really can run very, very smooth in any direction.
And here's just a little bit of an organic texture. So this is the animation wheel running over the water effect texture glass. So it hopefully it looks okay on camera, but it looks really exceptional in person. Next up, let's look at the frost. We have two frosts inside. So the first is a light frost that you would use to diffuse a gobo. So let's just add a gobo and then do a quick 3-second fade just to see how that diffuses. And then the second frost is a sort of dedicated wash frost, actually. So this allows your fixture to adapt to being a wash fixture too, fully adaptable to all your production needs.
And of course, if you want to add some barn doors to it, that's also possible. So really the flexibility inside the Picasso is great. And we come to talk about the barn doors or the internal blades a little later.
And as mentioned before, the Picasso brings us an iris. Again, offering a narrower beam, but even better than that, onboard macros allow you to operate pulsing effects really easily and quickly with a touch of a button. You get full speed control over that as well. And the creativity continues with two prisms inside. So this is another instance where the 23,000 lumens proves its value, really cutting through that glass to keep the unit punchy and intense. So the first is this 4-facet circular. And let's just add in some gobos as an example so you can really see how that performs, how that looks.
And it looks great on camera, even if you see those little dazzling rays and the beams. It's quite a nice effect to achieve on camera as well.
And one final example before we move on to the next prism. Okay, so the next prism is a 4-facet linear this time. So this is it by itself. And again, let's throw in another gobo just to see how that one performs, both as a projection and an aerial. And one more example. Okay. And now let's move on to the framing system and have a look at that up close. So each of the 4 blades can fully black out the beam, as you can see, moving seamlessly with slow precision or snapping incredibly quickly. But at any speed, the repeatability and the positioning remains as accurate as you would demand it to be and expect it to be.
Yeah, and when you compare fixtures, again, make sure that the blades you're using can fully black out. So they go the entire way from 0 to 100%, because out there in the market are many fixtures which can only close 50% from each side of the beam or of the blade. Some of the other fixtures can only close up to like 75% of the beam or of the way. And that is not enough sometimes, because when you program, you don't want to worry about how to position your flags because you want to save some time. And in the Artiste Picasso and in all our other LED profiles we have from Elation, you can be sure that the shutter blades can close fully, so you have a full blackout, and that is another indication for the quality of the light and for the great engineering we have here in the fixtures. So just for your next shootout or your next comparison of fixtures, make sure to have an eye also on this aspect, as it is very important for you as a lighting designer or as a programmer.
So let's have a look at some example shapes, starting elegantly slow with this square. So we'll just do a slow fade in just to show you how smooth it is, how the blades, there's no jumping, no jerkiness. But of course, the mechanism is capable of much faster speed, so you can really jump between a variety of shapes very, very quickly. Again, the repeatability being really good. And of course, framing works perfectly with gobos, so you can frame your gobos to really project on a bit of scenery or a bit of set to make everything look very nice and very accurate. And if we bring back that square, we can answer a question from Max. Yes, it has plus and minus 45 degrees indexing rotation.
Yeah, so that allows you to help positioning it in every kind of way you need it when it's hanging in your ceiling or you want to cover just a certain area on your stage. And of course, the fixtures are bright enough to cover the biggest stages, but also some smaller stages, because the intensity in combination with all the optical features make sure you can use it really in every situation or on every kind of production.
And as we said, the Picasso is suited to large theaters and TV performances too, so therefore the dimming must be perfect. We have the usual variable dimming modes and curves for various applications on board to use and select. So these can be selected and programmed on a cue-by-cue basis, offering designers complete control. So these options change not only the path of the dimming, but also the rise and the downtime. So for example, the theater mode offers a longer rise and downtime performance, giving the more gentle, gradual, smooth dimming for that particular application. But several other options give modified times for use in architectural, TV, and stage applications. So you can have further control by selecting options on the dimmer path or curve as well. So a linear path offers an even distribution of light across the dimmer channel, whereas the square, inverse square, or S-curve offer a fine or a coarse behavior of the path at certain levels. Dimmer delay times are always also implemented too, giving you selectable fade times with a touch of a button.
Yeah, and as you can see, the software in our products really gives you all the flexibility you need in a job or during a production. And of course, you can create your own personal dimming curves, and that is a flexibility which you also can only find in our fixtures here, because it allows you really to set everything in the right way you want it and you need it on your next job or on your next lighting design.
And of course, other software enhancements are on board you've come to expect from Elation. So those changeable LED refresh rates to eradicate any flicker for on-camera work. And also, we've mentioned it already, but those 5 different fan modes to give you a quiet fixture when you need it most. So the Picasso can easily be used in theaters or opera with various quiet fan modes offering a discrete performance of the unit. So the mute mode is great for any silent application or situation, so you can hear a pin drop once again. This is another standard which we set when it comes to silent operations, so you really have to try it, experience it for yourself to see what it is capable of.
Yeah, and mute mode really means mute mode. Like Alistair just mentioned, you have to try it because you can just dial it in on your DMX console and then you can be sure the unit is absolutely silent, and that will help you in any kind of production or in a theater play or in a broadcast situation. Just make sure you try it when you come across the Artiste Picasso or any other of our Artiste fixtures, and you can really hear the needle drop again, because that is important for many, many applications these days, and the Artiste and this series will really support you in this way.
And Max is asking, how easy is it to update the software? So there's 2 options. You can stick the software straight onto a USB stick, and that goes straight into the back of the unit, and it uploads in a matter of minutes. Or alternative, we sell various loading devices. So in this case, it's the e-loader. So you can keep all your software for the Artiste series on that e-loader, and again, just upload simply within a couple of minutes. It's quite easy and always foolproof.
Exactly, it's just one click away. You can daisy chain a couple of units and you connect the e-loader. It's called the e-loader 3. And then you just have one click, and then the software is installed within minutes and the units are ready to go. So it's very easy. So you have those 2 possibilities, either USB stick or the e-loader 3.
And for control, we have 2 DMX modes that give you either full 16-bit control of almost every parameter, or a simplified version if for those of you who need to sort of save a few DMX channels. But DMX is standard, but we also have RDM too, and as we mentioned to Max, it also has support for ArtNet and streaming ACN protocols. And Elation's eFly Wireless is on board and ready to go as well. So that almost covers it for today. It's Picasso. It's still as relevant as ever. 23,000 lumens, quiet, powerful projections, stunning aerials with exceptional gobo collection. It has vibrant colors, framing, and a comprehensive FX package and optics to make everything look really great. So at this point, I think maybe shall we try a little pan and tilting to show Max how quickly it can be done? So this is not programmed, I'm just doing it live. But yeah, the unit really moves pretty zippy, pretty quickly. Right, no further. Oh, sorry, the wattage. Yeah, Max is asking about the wattage. It's a 620 watt unit. In terms of the maximum power consumption, I can't remember off the top of my head. It's around in the 900s. But if you look on our website towards the bottom of the product page, it gives you the electrical specifications. I think it's around 950 watts.
Yeah, and compared to the other fixtures on the market which they can replace, like those fixtures with 1000 watt discharge lamps, you can really save a lot of power with the Artiste Picasso. And again, with the 5 years warranty on the LED and the long-lasting fixture, the fixture is also very sustainable, and that's why Picasso set the industry standard in its class and will do for many, many years. So yeah, just make sure you get your hands on the unit. You can contact us in any time and give us your comments and let us know if you want to check those units. They are available from many, many rental companies all across the world or all around the world. And in the meantime, give us some feedback, please. Let us know if you have some more questions. Send us an email, and we would be very, very happy to see you again in 3 weeks for another coffee break.
Indeed, yeah. I think we've answered all the questions. I think Michael asked a question on the warranty, but Frederik has just answered it. It is a full 5-year warranty on the engine. So that's really it. Get your hands on the demo unit from your local Elation dealer or distributor. Go to elationlighting.eu to find more information on the fixture and all of its technical capabilities. And yeah, we'll see you in 3 weeks for another live stream. So it's goodbye from me.
Thank you, everyone. It's also goodbye from me. And take care. See you soon in 3 weeks. And we're looking forward to interact with you again. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.